This is McKinleyville High football coach Keoki Burbank, and 3 Deep coverage starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to 3 Deep coverage alongside Victor Anguiano. I'm Manny Machado. 2 weeks remain in the high school football regular season. Tonight there were 3 games on the gridiron.
While South Fork claimed the NCL 3 title in Week 8, the Big 4 and Little 4 championships are still wide open. At the college rank, another road trip awaits for Humboldt State.
A College of the Redwoods came close, but still looking to end its losing streak. But we get started tonight in the Big 4.
Eureka haven't lost a regular season game in 2 years. Del Norte looking to snap the Loggers' 19-game win streak and take first place in the Big 4. Let's head to Albee Stadium. The Warriors have been the revelation this season. After finishing 3-7 in 2017, they shocked Fortuna in the conference opener. Early in the second, Loggers up 6-0. Robert Weir runs it in. Eureka extends their lead to 13, finished with the game with 2 touchdowns. Ensuing Loggers possession, Cruz Montana fires to Tony Moreno for a 45-yard TD. Eureka up by 21. Montana finished with 3 touchdowns on the night. Eureka Stevens also got in the fun midway through the third. Xander Young with a pick 6 off O.J. Calleja. The ball went through the hands of Kobe Mitchell. Loggers up 37-0. Eureka wins 44-6. They remain perfect at 9-0, and they sit in first place heading into the final regular season game at Fortuna.
St. Bernard's knew it was going to be a difficult stretch of the schedule with 4 consecutive road games. 2 of those trips were long distance to Washington and the Bay Area. Tonight, the Crusaders were trying to snap a 3-game losing streak at Fortuna. Like the Crusaders, the Huskies were also trying to get their first Big 4 victory. The Crusaders jumped down to a 14-point first quarter lead, but in quarter number 2, Fortuna scores its first touchdown. Joey Pontus finds the end zone, and the score is now 14-7. Later, after marching downfield, Zach Claus keeps it himself for the score, and we're knotted at 14. SB gets the ball back and regains the lead. Will Omi goes to the air, finds Sebastian Taylor, makes the grab for the touchdown. The Crusaders go ahead 21-14. Fortuna is threatening the score again, but the St. Bernard's defense forces the turnover. Taylor comes up with a loose ball. The Crusaders unable to score. Late in the first half, Pontus muscles his way for his second TD of the night. The 2 teams went to the locker room tied at 21. This one going to overtime, and St. Bernard's wins a thriller, 56-54. What a game. It's the Crusaders' first league win. They are 1-1. The Huskies dropped to 0-2.
Hoopa haven't won a conference title in over 10 years. A win over Arcata would increase the Warriors' chances to end their championship drought. It was Arcata's homecoming down at the Redwood Bowl. Both schools entered Week 9 tied for first place in the Big 4. See the players shaking hands before they go rumbling. Late in the first, Tigers at Hoopa's 25. Everett Halikas weaves his way through the Warriors' defense. Arcata take the lead 6-0. The sophomore finished with a pair of TDs in the first half. Tigers up 14-0 in the second. On the kickoff, Matt Gioris rips the ball from Sam Jones. Coleman Baker recovers the ball inside Hoopa's 25. And later in the drive, Tigers with a fourth down. Jasper Holster picks off Matthew Robinson in the end zone. You'll take a look at it right here. Yep, that's not going to work. Second interception of the game for Holster. Warriors start the drive at the 25 midway through the second. Kemet Peter with a big run down the middle for the Warriors, at least to a Hoopa touchdown. The power went out in the third quarter, but they were able to turn it back on. Arcata goes on to win 24-14. They sit in first place in the Little 4.
McKinleyville's only Little 4 team not to earn a conference win this season. They played hard and came close, but are still winless, 0-4 in league. They'll get another shot tomorrow at Ferndale. Mac lost 21-14 to the Wildcats earlier in the season, as Ferndale will try to get back on track after falling last week at home to Hoopa. The Cats know this is a big game. Kickoff is set for 2 p.m. in the Cream City.
It was 21-14 when we played them, and we were up 21-0, but they were hard-fought points. You know, we took the opening kick return back, but, you know, offensively, we only scored 2 touchdowns, and then they went on a little 5-minute run where next thing you know, it's 21-14 with 4 or 5 minutes left in the ball game. They pose plenty of matchup problems. They play fast, they play physical.
We just gotta execute everything, you know what we did in practice. We gotta just know our alignment, know our assignment, and then that'll help us come out with a win.
Kickoff again tomorrow, 2 o'clock in Ferndale. So Eureka with its win tonight. Arcata getting the victory. Both teams clinch at least a share. Eureka in the Big Four, and then Arcata in the Little Four. We're just getting started here on 3 Deep coverage. Humboldt State will try to avenge an earlier loss in the season to Western Oregon.
Also, CR is looking to snap a 2-game losing streak against schools from the Bay Area. And if you like fashion and football, well, you're going to like the question of the week.
3 Deep coverage continues right after this.
Hi, this is Mike Bembo, Fortuna football head coach, and you're watching 3 Deep coverage.
Hi, this is Mike McGuire, and you're watching 3 Deep coverage on a Friday night right here on Redwood News.
Welcome back. As we head into the final month of college football, Humboldt State and College of the Redwoods are looking for their first road win of the season. The Jacks have a chance to return from Oregon with back-to-back conference victories. Here's this week's Sideline Pass.
It's been a crazy season, a crazy year. Just going everything that's going on, athletically and stuff like that. But, I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
First-year head coach Demero Wheeler recounts the challenges of leading a group of men during the program's final season. Humboldt State enter Week 8 against Western Oregon with a 1-3 record in the GNAC. As the Jacks look to win their first game on the road this season, Wheeler has a reminder for the entire group.
I keep telling these guys, that, hey, you got 4 weeks left. 4 weeks from now, we're going to be wishing that we had another game. So we just got to continue to focus on the moment and put whatever we're doing at that time first and foremost.
A lot of these kids, it's their last games of their football career, so we got to savor these moments. We got to look at them, or we got to take advantage of every snap. We got to take advantage of every minute we're out in that field.
Meanwhile, the Corsairs continue to free fall in the Pacific 7. The offense struggled putting up points against Los Medanos, leading to the team's 3rd straight loss. Brody Lucero's season-ending shoulder injury in Week 3 forced Frank Borba to rely on freshman arms Alex Adams and Moise Francois.
Does it hurt to lose Brody, to answer your question? Absolutely. He was the guy who took the majority of our snaps in fall camp, and he was the guy that we were planning on being our quarterback all year. But by no means are we going to use that as an excuse. We're going to keep moving forward, and the offense is expected to perform. If it's Brody, if it's Alex, if it's Mo, if it's Ronnie, our redshirt, it doesn't matter who's leading them, they're expected to perform.
Him and I are both true freshmen, so we're learning each game, and we're getting better each game, and we're learning more throughout the practice. And we're still, obviously, some of the new schemes we're putting in each week are completely new to us, but ultimately each week we're getting better and better.
Borba understands having Lucero next season, along with the team's young core, provides an outlook of the future. Beating Foothill on the road would reaffirm the Corsairs' growth as a football program.
When it comes to helmets and jerseys, high school football teams are trying to look their best on the field. For the Humboldt Countertops and Surfacing question of the week, we asked the experts to pick the school with the best uniforms.
I'd have to start out with Fortuna High. I love that blue and the silver. I like the husky on the side of the helmet, and they play a style of football where they're always swarming around and together, so it just looks like one big blue pack. So I appreciate those uniforms. I also like St. Bernard's. I like the silver overlay on the numbers. You got those green jerseys. I like the whole ceremony when St. Bernard comes out to a football game with the bagpipes and all that. And lastly, Eureka, gotta throw them in there. Those nice red jerseys. Looks like a complete wave when they come out into the football field. A bunch of Rough Riders.
Since I'm not a member of the fashion police, I'm going to go in a different direction as far as what I would consider to be the best uniform. I'm an old school guy. I love school colors. So any team that is sporting its school colors and sporting them prominently is a uniform that definitely attracts my attention. So that is one prerequisite. And then the other prerequisite is that since I'm getting older and I don't see as well as I once did, I need to see those numbers from the press box, no matter where I am here on the North Coast.
All right, thank you, experts. Who do you got best high school uniform?
Well, see, it's kind of hard because when we were talking during the break, I said it's going to be Eureka. But then I saw, St. Bernard's has some pretty nice one. Fortuna has a nice one. So I don't know. I think it's between St. Bernard's and Eureka. The Worth wear green colors. I like both helmets, so I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Favorite color, blue, and but I like the Huskies, the helmets, the Husky on the side. That Husky just looks angry.
Mm-hmm.
But Eureka as well. I agree. St. Bernard's, the gray pants. But I will pick one. I will pick Fortuna. It's my favorite color. Blue's my favorite color. But yeah, Fortuna, St. Bernard's, Eureka. That would be my fave three.
Yeah. If we could just find a way to just combine all of them and make our favorite one.
There you go. I think we could make that work and just do that. We will work on that.
We'll work on it.
And we'll see what we can do. Hey, let's take a look at tonight's high school action. Remember, next week, the final week of the regular season, Eureka tonight, victorious 44-6 over Del Norte. Eureka with a victory clinches at least a share of the league title, the Big Four title. St. Bernard's and Fortuna. If you're a fan of offense, this was the game tonight as St. Bernard's impressive win on the road, 56-54 in overtime hoopah, falling to Arcata 22-14 Tigers, clinching at least a share of the Little Four title. South Fork, the NCL3 champs, they're in action tomorrow on the road at Roseland Prep. And then you see the McKinleyville-Ferndale game, 2 o'clock from Ferndale. Don't forget, you can watch a replay of tonight's show on the Redwood News website at kim-tv.com.
It's simple to view. Just go to our sports page and click on the 3 Deep link. You can also go to our Twitter page for all the latest local scores.
Thanks for watching 3 Deep coverage. We'll see you again next Friday night for the final week of the high school football regular season.
Good night.